Hi guys, and a very warm welcome to today's tutorial video where I will be showing you the ins and outs and the basic way to use a flight sim commander. This is a little bit like EFB but not as advanced, and maybe you could class it as not as good. This is probably, you could class this as being a good sort of step from from Flight Sim Commander going up to Microsoft EFB. So as you can see, you'll probably not be able to see, but it's down here in the bottom left hand corner of my screen, and we are going to open it up. Very simple, and it is loading. I have got quite an old air rack on this because I have literally just got this to show you guys the ins and outs, and I have not used it for absolutely ages. Anyway, while it's loading, we are going to now choose an airfield. We are going to choose London Gatwick Airport. We're going to search. Well, let's go through this bit first. You can search by the ICAO, which is Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, and then you literally just put search by ICAO, or you could search by the world, region, or the country, or the city if you don't know the ICAO. It's pretty simple. So there's Gatwick, and then it's the first one on the list, and then you simply then just press the select button. Now, this is where it gets complicated, as you might be able to. People think this could get complicated, or people might not think it, but this is what you come out with. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every single tab up the top here. You've got the map. This is to show you what you want to show on your map, and sort of everything like that. So say you want aircraft on the map, you press aircraft on the map. So yeah, I've just clicked it and now they're not on the map. It's as simple as that. Now what we can do here now is we're going along to the flight plan page, and if you want to put a flight plan in or anything like that, you simply then just press new, and then this little box opens up here at the top. What you always have to do before putting a flight plan into Flight Sim Commander is you always have got to put the airport you're departing from ICAO, which is Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. Kilo, that sounded a bit weird. Anyway, Echo Golf Kilo Kilo, and sorry, I just still can't get over the kilo. Echo Golf Kilo Kilo. That's it. And say you wanted to go down to Tenerife, then most likely 9 times out of 10 be a Southampton, and then maybe something else, etc., etc. But say we've got the route in. Right, say we've got the route in there. I've covered it up in G's. That's the route going down to Tenerife, and it's all filled in. And what you then have to do after the last waypoint is put GCTS, which is the last waypoint. After the last waypoint, the GCTS is the code for Tenerife South, Golf Charlie Tango Sierra. And obviously, because we haven't put a proper route in, it wouldn't give us an ETA. It wouldn't give us the distance, time to go. It wouldn't give us the flight level that they advise we go at. To simply get rid of this, all you've then got to press is that key down there. You probably didn't see that, but as you can probably see, it's been unclocked in a way, because we can now move it around the screen and everything like that. If you press that key again, it'll stick back up there. To get rid of it, you simply have just got to press the key and you hide it. Simple as that. As you can see, I did press the other button here, which was like the keypad. If I press that and the waypoints all come up here and everything like that come up. That's not really very important unless if you are a sort of big user of it. So now, I've got rid of that, and we're going to zoom in. How do you zoom in? You go from the part and just left click and then drag over the part where you want to get into. And as you can see, we're dragging in even closer now to Gatwick. And as you can see now, as we are getting closer, it's giving us all the taxiways and gates and everything like that. But SIDS, stars and transitions. Once you've done your flight plan, this is the next tab along at the top. Once you've done your flight plan, you can then press a SID or a star and then put that in, and then when you go to put your flight plan in and you zoom out, which will show you how to do that in a minute, it will go all the way around and it will show you the arrival and everything like that. So I really like this piece of software, and we are going to go on to window. You can now see the aircraft view, or when you press the window you can select the aircraft you want to fly. So for example, we are going to be flying the Airbus A330 at cruising flight level 320, and anything else you're going to fill in there. And then you simply just press and then you simply just press the select button. You have got to press that select button. That is a very important step. And then as you can see, the current selected aircraft is an A330. Then you simply just press the OK button down in the bottom right hand corner there. Go to airport or whatever else you want to go to is under that tab there, window. GPS is where you connect to FS, but we haven't got FSX open to show you that. This is a perfect sort of software where you can go use wide FS. I think it's wide FS. You can go across 2 networks, and it's brilliant to be using stuff like that. Zoom. Now this is very, very clever. You want to zoom out 50 nautical miles, so you can just roughly see the approach phase there. Brilliant. You want to zoom out even more, 400. You can just roughly start to see the France, the Channel Islands, and everything like that. Zoom out now, 2,000 nautical miles. You can just now make out mostly the whole of Europe. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go down and zoom roughly down now to Palma, Mallorca, where I'm just going to show you the exact same applies for Palma, where it gives you all the taxiways and gates and everything like that. Now, back into zoom, back into 2000, and we're going to go back up to the UK to Gatwick, which we was originally looking at. As you can see, there is all different airports around, and you can choose. It shows every airport practically. Right now, leaving the zoom tab because you can whatever zoom you want. Logbook. To show logbook, the logbook is empty because we haven't done any flights or anything like that, and you can also import flight plans and everything like that. Black box. You can show the track and everything like that. Your flights. VFR. You check when it's sunrise and sunset. It's very simple like that. Yeah, that's pretty simple, VFR wise. If you was to just quickly, sorry, I've messed up a bit there. Got to zoom back in at Gatwick. There we go. Tracks, that's for nat track when you go across the pond. It's pretty simple. You just press nat track and show the routes, and it will show you all sort of routes for today and everything like that. If you now go from Alpha Tracks to weather, it will show you the weather, and as you can see now, it's downloading the recent weather from all the weather stations across the world. Now, this is a brilliant part because as you can now zoom in at Gatwick, and on the runway you can just see a cloud. That means it's cloudy, dark black grey cloud. That's obviously showing you what the cloud is like. Or you could hover over the little green arrow there, it'll give you a local meta and everything like that. Now after weather, you go to online, and say you're on the VATSIM network, you will then press download current VATSIM data, and it's like, are you sure? You would then press yes, and then hopefully if there is any aircraft on the ground at Gatwick we can see. So there we go, brilliant. There are aircraft on the ground at Gatwick. There's a North Shuttle, there's a Speedbird, and there's an EasyJet. And there's even more Speedbirds up the top there. So that is how you do the online. You go to VATSIM, and then you want to download current VATSIM data. You do it more than once if you want. It's pretty simple. And then after that you go to exit, and I show you on to exit VATSIM Commander. We do not want to do that just yet because we still need to go through every other thing that we have got on the bottom sort of tab here. We have got here the magnifying glass for the airport. That's just searching for an airport in the sort of Flight Sim Commander. As you've got the next tab along, you search for another airport. The one with the magnifying glass, it gives you all the sort of weather information, gate information, and the frequencies for the ILS and everything like that. Next, further along, is the big jumbo jet. That's to select your aircraft, pretty simple. And then the fourth one along is like a little ring. Now this will tell you the holding patterns and everything like that. So, for example, if we type in timber, and then here we go, it will show us the timber. If we just got to find timber. Timber's in there somewhere in that long list, but then it will show you the holding and what the holding is like at timber. Now, next one along is the fuel, but we're not going to use that because we're not connected to the Flight Sim. We can't open the approach window to show us the approach thing, so we're not connected to the Sim. We can't choose a ground taxiways and gate because we are yet again not connected to the Sim. Not going to show the compass, the track. We're not going to track our flight because we aren't obviously connected to the Sim. The bottom sort of row there is mostly focused on the Flight Sim when you are connected and everything like that. And it was like I just said, you can go to any airport now. So we go zoom back out to 2000, and as you can see the weather is changed a bit there and the tracks have started to show. That's another thing, if you do our across the pond flyer, there are all the tracks. It shows you all the nat tracks there when you press on nat track and show the routes and everything like that. So we just press that there and it's gone. So like I said, for example, like I said, we can go to any other. We can go to the weather now, and we don't want to show the weather. That will then go, and we want to go all the way down now to, for example, let's say Tenerife. Well, let's say Palma. There's Madeira, and as you zoom in on Madeira, there we go. It's exactly the same. Gives you all the information at Madeira, all the gate information, everything like that. It's brilliant. I love this bit of software. I personally believe this is the bit of an older, Avlasoft EFB. That's Southend, for example. Bit of an older EFB, but this is a perfect sort of bit of software to get to before you go on to purchasing Avlasoft EFB and go on into FSX and flight plan and everything like that. But this is the perfect sort of trial and error bit of software. I highly recommend it if you are new to flight planning and tracking services and everything like that, as it's showing you all the ground information. It's called Flight Sim Commander. I highly recommend you give it a Google and you check it out. And guys, a massive thank you once again for tuning in and watching this video. If you are new, be sure to press that like button, the subscribe button. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and follow me also on Twitch. That's all below. And also be sure to check out BBM Virtual Airlines, one of the best virtual airline out there, I would say, about a mile. And like I say, which I'm going to say it nearly at the end of every video, there is a donations button on my banner on YouTube. You don't have to press it. You don't have to do it. Don't want to make you feel like I'm getting pressurising you guys to do it, but it is there if you want to, and feel free. Guys, once again, it's been a massive pleasure. Thumbs up, and once again, Team Tanks all the way. Thanks so much for tuning in, and until the next video, goodbye.